Hello children, in this short video today I will be providing you some important information about continuous tenses. Basically we have three continuous tenses. You can see here on the screen present, past and future. In all these tenses we have this uh, this part continuous. So basically what is continuous? Let me tell you in brief. Continuous, it is basically related to verb. When you refer to any activity which is of continue, like continuous in nature, activity that you feel that it is not completed or it is not static, it goes on. So we have three different situations in tenses that refers to the continuity of a particular action. Okay, so we have first of all this present. Okay, so present continuous tense. You can see here present continuous tense means any activity, any verb. When we feel that at the time of speaking, the activity it's going on. Okay, like right now I am delivering a lecture. So it means activity is going on. So when we refer to any activity which is going on at the moment, that is present continuous tense. And the structure, basically the main structure it is related to these helping verbs means in present continuous tense we use these three basic helping verbs. These are is, am, are. So very important thing I tell you right now. When we are to use am, so we always use it with first person singular and third person singular. We use is, and with all the plural, whether it is first person, second person, third person, we use are, and then it is followed by first form ing. See children, again important information. Ing, it is always used with first form. You will never find it is being used with second form or third form. Okay, it is known as progressive form also. Okay, ing form it is known as progressive form also. So we use ismr first form ing to form all sorts of sentences which are related to any activity that goes on, that is you can say in that is of continuous nature at present. So there we use ismr first form ing, and all types of sentences you can make like affirmative, negative, interrogative, and negative, all such sentences. Like one example I gave here, like I am teaching them. I am teaching them. See, helping verb I have used here is am with subject I. The same we can convert into negative as well. Like I am not teaching them. It is negative sentence. Then we can convert into interrogative like am I teaching them? This is interrogative. The same it is negative as well. Am I not teaching them? Okay. The same thing we can use, the same structure we can use to frame the sentences of WH words as well, WH interpretive words, which have, these WH, this particular pair of alphabet you will find maximum uh, other than this one. How? Okay. So with these also we can use, like, how are you feeling right now? Where are you going? All these sentences. Now we come to this past tense, past continuous tense. See, it has the difference of only this time. When we refer to activity that is going on at the moment, it is present. But when we refer to any activity that is not of present, it is of past. Okay. But in past, we feel that the activity it was still of continuous nature. We refer to some activity like when I met him. When I met him, he was sleeping. Okay, so activity that was of continuous nature in the past. So there we use this helping verb. These helping verb was first form ing. Means any activity that you refer to past. It's not about present, and it was of continuous nature. Activity that was going on. So when we refer to such thing, we use was verb ing with singular third person or first person. We use was. You see the word you, the pronoun you. When we use this you as subject, so it is considered plural and singular. Okay, you is considered singular as well as plural. So there we use were. Clear? With plural we use were, and with singular we use was. And the activities I told you, all the activities that are referred to past, but these are considered of continuous nature. So there we use was, were, ing. Clear? And the structure is quite same, like that we did with this present continuous. One or two sentences I can take here, like he was sleeping when I knocked at the door. He was sleeping when I knocked at the door. The same sentence we can convert into negative as well, like he was not sleeping when I knocked at the door. Or was he sleeping when I knocked at the door? Was he not sleeping when I knocked at the door? See, children, when we refer to activity of past continuous, so we should not treat it like only we should change helping verb and it becomes of past continuous. There we have to make some kind of sentences where this kind of difference we can feel. You know, that is why I have used this simple past. Okay, now it can be differentiated easily that it is of past and earlier. Like when I told you, suppose I am speaking one sentence, like I am speaking, I am teaching you at the moment. So we have to make some kind of differences to differentiate the activity of present and activity of past, activity of future. Clear? Now, in the same series, now I tell you this one, future continuous. See, future activity that is going to happen. It's a matter of that activity which is not of past, which is not of present, which has not happened so far. We feel that it is about to happen, and in that future also we feel that it is a kind of activity which would be or which will be of continuous nature in future. It is assumption only. It is assumption only, and only we feel that this activity will be of continuous nature in future. So how do we do this? Here we use these two helping verbs, will be, shall be, and first form ing. Will be, shall be, and first form ing, that is progressive form. So when we use such thing, listen, will be, shall be, first form ing, when we use, so we have to be very much particular about these two things, children. Just listen. And these are use of shall and use of will. Use of shall and use of will. When we use shall, so we should feel that the subject should be these two, I and we. With I and we means first person pronoun, we use shall, and with other we use will, and then followed by we first of ing. Activities which are referred to uh, continuous nature. Okay, activity which we feel that these will be continued in future. So those activities we tell with the help of these two helping verbs, will be, shall be, ing, and this particular structure we have to follow. Like after structure we have to use these things. One example I tell you, like they will be doing, they will be doing this work in the morning tomorrow. They will be doing this work in the morning. One more sentence we can take like I shall be helping you on Monday next week. Okay. So with these three words will be ing, shall be ing, we get here some information that activity is of continuous nature and this action will be taking place. This activity will be going on. So children, be careful about using these three different tenses, especially these helping verbs. Again, I repeat, present continuous tense when we refer to activity which are happening at the moment. Past continuous activities, it is about those when we feel that activities these are of past. These activities were going on in the past, or when you refer to any activity that was continuous, that was of continuous nature in the past, so we use was or anything. And when we feel that there is an activity which will take place and the activity will be continued in future, so there we use will be, shall be, and first form I. Children, I hope you understood the structure of these three different tenses. Soon I'll be telling you in the next video uh, the usage of these three tenses into different contexts. Okay, so stay tuned.